boxing. The Cuban team has taken a 7-4 lead over the U.S. in a dual boxing meet here at the Reno Convention Center. But the crowd is waiting for the main event, the super heavyweights featuring the three-time Olympic gold medal champion Teofilo Stevенson. At 30 years of age, as he stayed too long, he'll be tested by the young amateur champion of the world from the United States, Biggs of Philadelphia. You'll see this long-awaited matchup today on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
It is no longer. And there is Schultz.
Earlier today on the USA versus the world in amateur boxing, the cream of the amateur boxing crop, the Cubans, took a 7-4 edge over the United States. But this huge sellout crowd of 6,500 is waiting for an intriguing matchup to come. Hello again, everybody. Don Chevrier, and welcome back to the Convention Center here in Reno, Nevada. It's the super heavyweights, the long-awaited matchup between the three-time Olympic gold medalist Teofilo Stevенson of Cuba and a young man from Philadelphia who won the world championship in the same meet that Stevенson competed in Munich back in May, Biggs. It's the first time Biggs and Stevenson have met. It's about the Biggs is long waited for, and it promises to be the boxing highlight here in Reno today. They're approaching the ring right now for the super heavyweight battle. Biggs is on his way in. He's been cautioned by some to wait until perhaps the Pan Am Games of '83 or the Olympic Games of '84 to take on Teofilo Stevenson. But Biggs says he wants him right now. Said he's in tremendous shape and ready to meet the man he would like to have met at the World Championships back in Munich. It didn't work out that way. Instead, Biggs, going on to win the championship, was not able to meet Stevenson, who was eliminated in the quarterfinal round. And that led to speculation as Stevenson makes his way in now that the fine Cuban champion might be through. Might have stayed too long as an amateur. He turned down offers to become a pro back in the late 1970s. Wanted to remain in Cuba. And now his goal is to win a fourth Olympic gold medal. Something no one has ever done in the world of Olympic amateur boxing. Biggs, challenging Stevenson today, is trying to do what many boxers failed to do in the years gone by. Stevenson with an incredible string of knockout victories. He put the best away with his first Olympic victory back in 1972. Munich, West Germany. The quarterfinals, the first big test for Stevenson that year was the American fighter Dwayne Bobbitt. But in the third round, Stevenson, who laid back to the first two, waited for his chance, finally spotted it, and made the most of it. And a legendary career was born right there. 4 years later, Montreal, after knocking out Johnny Tate of the U.S. in the final. The victim, Mircea Simone of Romania. Third round, down he goes. A second gold medal for Stevenson. After adding a third gold in Moscow, we come to this year's World Championships at a shocker. Francesco Damiani of Italy outpointing Stevenson in the quarterfinal round. It raised many doubts, but Stevenson says he has none.
No, I think I'm more or less the same as I was before. Of course, with a bit more experience.
After Damiani's win over Stevenson, he might have thought he had the gold medal wrapped up for the World Championships, but it was not to be. Biggs outpointed him in the final to win that title for the United States. We asked Tyrell, this is a dream of a lifetime to meet Teofilo Stevenson.
Well, yes, it's good because not everybody gets a chance to fight him, and through the years, not everybody got the chance to beat him. So here it is. I have both those chances, and it's fun because this amateur boxing stuff is fun, and beating somebody like that is, it would be a great accomplishment in my amateur career.
So this long-awaited matchup of the Olympic champion and the young world champion about to take place here in Reno. A highlight of this day in which the Cubans have certainly defeated the United States, but by no means outclassed them. This man, the cream of the crop, Teofilo Stevenson, three-time Olympic gold medalist. Young Biggs, with his first world title just recently tucked away, aiming for gold in the Los Angeles Olympics of 1984. His given name is Tyrone. He's been fighting as Tyrell the last couple of years. So Tyrell Biggs at 22 takes on Teofilo Stevenson, who will become 31 in March. For those of you who watched earlier action on this card, on the USA versus the World in Amateur Boxing earlier on ABC, a chaotic situation ensued, partisan officiating. The Cuban referee had to get a police escort out of the arena, and a fan threw a punch at him. Fans showered the ring with bottles and cans, but now a neutral man, Ulysses Rodriguez of Venezuela, has been agreed upon to handle this super heavyweight fight. Round one is underway. Biggs racing out to meet Stephenson, whose custom has been to lay back in the first round of any of these three-round amateur bouts. Three three-minute rounds. The white area on the gloves is the scoring area. The referee has the power to order standing counts if he feels the boxer has taken a severe enough blow. Good rules designed for the welfare of these fighters. Biggs has to be showing Stevenson respect here. A little tentative. Stevenson, as we suspected, laid back as always. His loss to Damiani, the shocker, his first defeat in 10 years of amateur boxing. A veteran of 240-plus amateur bouts. Biggs gaining a little momentum, coming on a bit stronger now. Stephenson, still a one-handed fighter. He'll save the right for its best opportunity. Biggs has quick hands. Mistimed that punch. Good hand speed for Tyrell. Second left. Jabbing more effectively now, trying to move around the ring a little better. Tyrell Biggs of Philadelphia. More effective jabbing from Biggs. Stevenson tends to lose early rounds because of inactivity. The action's sparse so far here in the first, but out of the two, Biggs has scored repeatedly. He has the better of the action. It is not the force of the blow that counts in amateur boxing, but it's contact cleanly into the scoring zone. This bout might have taken place in Munich. It did not. Might have waited till the Olympics of Los Angeles. It's taking place here today in Reno as the capper to a U.S.-Cuba dual boxing meet. Crowd knows that either man could take the other out. And that's what they're looking for. But so far, Stevenson has had one short right. Biggs a couple of left hands plus his jabs. Nobody has been in danger so far. This is the round they test each other out. The United States cannot win this dual meet with Cuba, but they can certainly get a great deal of pride and satisfaction if Biggs can beat Stephenson. We'll give him a slight edge through round one as the second round is underway at the Convention Center here in Reno, Nevada. Biggs takes a body blow and winces with pain. The referee, Rodriguez of Venezuela, has pretty much left them alone in sharp contrast to previous bouts here today. Flicks the left jab out, connects on the nose of Stephenson. One punch can end it either way. The 6'5" heavyweights, super heavyweight class. You get the feeling you could be watching just the first of several bouts between these two over the next couple of years. As they aim for the '84 Olympics, we could be watching a preview right now. Biggs has had hand injuries over the years. He says they're fine right now. Said he's never been in better shape. And as we pointed out, looks awfully quick in there. A minute gone in round two. Stevenson takes the chopping right, wading in with a soft right to the body. There's the jab coming through again for Tyrell Biggs. Young fighter from Philadelphia connects with the left, and Stevenson walks into Stevenson missing with his right hand. Just timing a lot of punches now. Biggs' quickness is paying off. He's looking more poised and confident as he goes along with a chopping right hand there from Stevenson. Stevenson just blow the round. Midway of the round, down goes Biggs. Out with a chopping right again. Tyrell Biggs is down. Count of 5. He's getting up at 6. The referee, Rodriguez, will have him dust off the gloves, and he will continue with a short right from Stevenson, put him down. Biggs trying to get some reserve energy. Bring himself together again, collect himself. Surprised as he got in tight, mixed it with Stevenson. Hanging in now with a minute left in round 2. The power of Stevenson, even at almost 31, cannot be underestimated. He's still got that dynamite punch. As Biggs found out. Biggs had this first round, and in the second round, the dominance in the fight. But now it is Stevenson coming on. And he's got Biggs backing up constantly as Biggs flicks the jab out. Stevenson missing with the combination. 30 seconds to go on the round. Stevenson wailing into the body with the right hand. Takes a left jab from Biggs. Those are all good scoring blows in amateur boxing. The force does not matter. In fact, the knockdown is simply a good, clean blow. It means nothing more than that. 15 seconds to go on the round. Seconds remaining, and it appears that Tyrell Biggs, no, he goes down at the bell. He has got his back, and this could be it. Biggs having trouble getting up. He's not going to be saved by the bell. It is all over. He does not make it. As I was about to say, he will survive. He did not. Half a second before the end of the round, Stevenson scored again, and Tyrell Biggs has been knocked out. The 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion from Cuba, who still got it, Teofilo Stevenson. He hurt Biggs twice in this round. Here is the action leading up to the first knockdown. Biggs turning around toward the center of the ring, and then, like a hammer chop, the right hand coming up from Stevenson. Pow! Down goes Biggs for the count of 8. There were those indeed who wondered if Stevenson still had that big right hand after his performance in the World Championships in Munich. Well, indeed, Biggs found out today, along with his crowd in Reno, that Stevenson certainly has the knockout punch. This man, almost 31, now consoling a very distressed young Tyrell Biggs. Biggs was hit hard and hurt twice. This was the second one. It came just a second before the end of round number 2. Backed over against the ropes. Stevenson had him all teed up. The jumping right, the following left, and it was all over at 2:59, round number 2. Tyrell Biggs, his head down the top strand of the ropes, just above us. A very unhappy young man right now, tears in his eyes, because for Biggs, it was such a marvelous opportunity. The meeting with the 3-time Olympic gold medalist by the young 22-year-old American world amateur champion. But the old man is still the king of the hill, as Biggs found out. Tyrell Biggs, though, has a lot of boxing ahead of him. He's young. He'll be back. The question is, has he learned from this? Can he benefit? Will it improve his career as the years go on? Stevenson acknowledged officially as the winner. You get the feeling that there will be other meetings between Teofilo Stevenson and young Tyrell Biggs. We'll be back to talk with both the winner and the loser right after this brief pause.
Jack Whitaker back in our studios in New York, and shortly we'll be returning to the United States Grand Prix Motocross Motorcycle Championship from Carlsbad, California. The boxing, as you know, was recorded earlier, and after the fight, Don Chevrier talked with both fighters. And for the purposes of time, we'll begin with a simultaneous translation of the excerpted portions of the Stevenson interview.
Did you feel there was something you had to prove to Teofilo after not winning this year's World Championship?
Yes, I had something to prove because the public is impatient. Many people were saying that I was already finished. But the person involved is the only person who can know. And I've made that judgment, and that's why I'm here now. If I had agreed with what the public said, because many times I disagree with what the public says, they are often guessing, because they can't know better than the person involved how that person feels. Sure, they can tell when someone is in good form or bad form, but they can never tell when someone is finished or whether he just lacks training.
What do you think of Tyrell Biggs, your opponent today?
He's a great boxer, and he moves quite well, quite intelligently. It's no wonder that he's won the World Championship and has won some world-level fights.
Does this prove that Teofilo is back?
Eso prueba que está regresante, ¿no? No, de eso estoy seguro.
Never away, right?
Nunca te fui. No, nunca.
Congratulations, Teofilo.
Gracias.
Nice talking with you.
Thank you.
Tyrell, tough loss. What did you learn from that?
Well, I learned that, well, I figured that he didn't lose much. Everybody was saying that he is old and, he wasn't, he just lost all his timing and things like that. But he's still very capable of beating anybody in the world. And it's just that, he caught me with a good shot, and he thumbed me a couple of times, but I don't want to make any excuses. He's a three-time Olympic champion, and, from his credentials, I'm not supposed to beat him no way.
Did you open up against him maybe a little sooner than you might have?
Well, yeah, I was a little tight going in. I'm so worried about whether I can be strong enough to go 3 rounds. And I didn't put out prior to the fight and warming up. And when I got in, I was kind of tight. So, that affected, my performance.
You will get another chance, I'm sure of that, Tyrell. Keep it going in your career.
Thank you. So, I'll be back. It's a setback. Everybody got to lose. But, he's the 3-time Olympic champion. And
many have lost to him.
That's right. That's right.